running, I'm losing my grip. Storage costs rising, they'll never let me skip. Refunds I'm eating, returns pile up too. Oh, Amazon, what else will you do? I look at my dashboard, my profits erased. My margins are gone, it's a slap in the face. Prime Day's a promise, but it's such a race. How much will I make if I'm replaced? It's a cruel, cruel number. Fees keep climbing, profits torn asunder. Oh, it's cruel, the sellers wonder how to survive when the margins go under. It's a cruel, cruel number. Every month it's something new to plunder. Oh, it's cruel, it's no wonder we're stuck in this game, the algorithm's thunder.
Yo, Amazon's back, and they got a new scheme. Reimbursement slashed, it's every seller's dream. They're digging deep, taking more from the pot. Let's break it all down, expose what they got. March 25, it's a policy drop. They say manufacturing costs, but we know it's a flop. Give us your cogs, they're demanding the price. But if you don't, they'll estimate nice. Nice for them, not for you. Watch a payout shrink. That comprehensive evil is a corporate wing. Lost in the warehouse, damaged on the floor. Now they pay you pennies, not a cent more. Fees on the rise, profits on the run. They don't lift a finger, but they pocket the fun. We're fair! They shout while they cut our shares. Amazon math, man, it's full of errors. Fees, taking our dough. They're stacking the deck, and it's sellers who owe. Reimbursements? Nah, they're taking us down, but we're still here, we don't mess around. Fees, straight to the top. Amazon's game, it'll never stop. Margins tight, but we keep the grind. Sellers unite, we're one of a kind.
I try to sell my product on Amazon, thought it'd be a breeze. But little did I know I'd be stuck with seller support disease. They never seem to solve my problems, just give me the runaround. I'm tired of waiting on hold. My patience is wearing thin, I'll never be found. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck. Can't get no satisfaction. I'm out of luck, out of luck, out of luck. You don't care about my business, just trying to make a buck. Amazon seller support, you suck, you suck, you suck.
This one's for the sellers on the grind, getting left on red, wasting all their time. I hit up support, got an auto reply. Thanks for your patience, man, I wanna cry. Inventory lost, my margins are toast. The reps playing tag like the Casper the Ghost. They pass me around, it's a never-ending game. Nobody takes action, everybody shifts blame. My ASIN's down, I'm out of the race. They say they'll escalate, yo, what a disgrace. Amazon seller support, you're breaking my heart. No answers, no fixes, just tearing me apart. Hours in the queue, stuck in the dark. Amazon seller support, you're missing the mark.
Amazon game plan, that is the key. Seller Central dashboard, that's where I be. Analyze the funnel, see what we lack, then we optimize. Sellers know it's a fact. I get it poppin', you know that it's lit. Climbing the rankings, ain't no room to quit. I check the data, they notice the stats. I keep the method, that's how you adapt. Metrics are showing, you know it's our cap. Amazon sellers, it's time to react. I'm about that action, I do this with passion. I got them like, whoa, what is this? Huh, whoa.
I don't know, dude. I think everybody's just buying stuff based on reviews and badges or whatever. They don't even know who we are. These customers don't even know the name of my brand. But they keep clicking add to cart like it's part of the plan. They see that Amazon badge and think it's all grand. But yo, they don't even know the name of my brand.
Click, scroll, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live for sell a day. Now listen up, I'm Steven Pope, Amazon guru, I'll help you cope. Step 1, get that trademark stamped. Without brand registry, your Amazon cramped. Head to Seller Central, log in quick. Manage stores tab, yeah, that's the trick. Upload your logo, flex that style. You're about to make Jeff Bezos smile. Where pick a template, marquee or grid. Drop your tiles like a branding whiz. Hero image, big and bold. This store's gonna glitter like digital gold. Let's go, build your store. Amazon's waiting, what you waiting for? Brand it loud, make it shine. Steven's here to drop the rhyme. Blue tiles, banners, plug and play. Your storefront's live, let's sell today. Yo. In the trenches of the Amazon game, trying to survive while it's driving me insane. Nobody warns you, they just claim it's passive income. Nah, it's pain. I'm sitting at a birthday, laughing, chilling, next to a newbie Amazon seller spilling. She's like, Prime so smooth, it's a killer. Then tried to sell, now she's stuck in a thriller. Finding products, yeah, that's the first grind. Scrolling Alibaba, losing my mind. Sample suck, manufacturers decline. I'm like, dang, how's anyone doing this fine? Ship it in, pay for the bubble wrap, but they ship glass bottles in padded crap. Now I got hot sauce leaks, refund stacked, customers pissed. Man, I'm under attack. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat. Trademark wars, brand registry's a scam. They banned my brand, now I'm in a jam. Listings yanked, products ranked and tanked. Lost dogs in the catalog, my account shanked. Now let's talk ads, it's a rabbit hole. 1,000 hours deep, man, it's taking my soul. Weekly negations, bulk sheets for control. Excel's my new weapon, but it's taking its toll. SEO's no joke, keywords in the game. All text, A+ content, playing insane. Lifestyle shots, avatars for fame, but the CTR's low, all products look the same. Amazon's a beast, it's a fight, no peace. From SEO to PPC, from SEO to PPC, the hustle don't cease. Think it's passive? Nah, you better increase your tolerance for chaos or face defeat.
Let's go to Mac School. To Mac School. Class is now in session with Professor Pope.
They got the SOP, cause Professor Pope wrote the recipe, helping Amazon sellers grow sales exponentially. Amazon's a jungle, but we map the strategy. Brand strategist playbook, it's a guide to victory. Troubleshooting catalogs, you know we got the answer key. Boosting all your rankings, turning sales into a legacy. SOB so deep, you think we studied at Mac School. Every step we follow leads to growth, yeah, it's a golden rule. Stuck on keywords, we'll find the ones that work the best. Using Helium-10, strike distance keywords past the test. Incremental indexing ensures the listing set to rise. From the back end to the bullets, optimization hits the skies. Brand store creation, yeah, we make it shine and flow. A+ content design makes conversions overflow. Need your images on point, best practices in the plan. Alt text and photo rules ensure your visuals command. SEO meets PPC, it's balanced, every step aligned. We'll construct the MKLs that drive rankings over time. Budget caps and bid adjustments, no more wasted spending. Segmentation builds campaigns that sellers can defend. Got a hijacker, no problem, we'll file to take them down. Review requests in action, 5-star ratings come around. Flat file updates, market share reports, it's all in reach. Professor Pope wrote the SOP so sellers learn and teach.
Meanwhile, my Amazon guys on the case, fixing up my problems at lightning pace. Ticket escalations, Mag's the boss. Even Amazon says we'll take the loss. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. They're supposed to be the pros, but they can't decode policies and tools from their own damn road. I'm paying fees, yet they bring me stress. But Mag turns my chaos into pure success. Seller support reps, they throwing shade, but then admit, yo, Mag will get you paid. Third-party agency taking the throne while Amazon fumbles in their own damn zone. Seller support don't know what's up. Passing the buck when the issue gets tough. They're the official team, but they can't comply. So they say, reach out to my Amazon guy. So here's the truth, let's keep it real. Mag's the team with the pro-level skill. Amazon sellers, you know the vibe when support says call Mag. They'll give you peace of mind. Amazon seller support, you can suck my image stack. Sucking is all you're good at anyway. Bezos, hit me up if you want to sell seller support. I'm buying. There's a chase. Peace.
Hello and welcome to the My Amazon Guy Friday Live Q&A. My name is Noah Wickham. I am VP of Sales and Marketing. I am joined today by Mr. John Urban, who is a brand director here at My Amazon Guy. John, how you doing?
Hello, everyone. How are you guys? Very, very happy to be here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have a very colorful background comparatively. Bringing all the color to us today. But awesome. We will be live today for probably about 50 minutes, close to an hour. And then from there, we'll answer all the questions for those that are new. Throw your questions in the chat. We'll get to them as we get to them. And without further ado, you ready to hop in, John?
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'll let you christen. Take the first one away for us. Why don't you?
Yes, of course. Let's read it. At what point is it smart to use a 3PL as a place for storage and work the way AWD would work? I'm trying to reduce my storage fees, especially in Q4, but I feel that shipping to FBA from 3PL will eventually get expensive, even if it's on the same coast. I found it good that prices are great, but not sure if I should do that. Or find a 3PL that is straightforward with warehouses in. There's a third part, US, that I can store. At what point is it smart to use 3PL as a place for storage and work the way AWD would work? Look, in my opinion, AWD, especially this year, is going to work a lot better than how it was working last year. They fixed a lot of their issues regarding the volume or handling the volume, the big volume, because they were pushing a lot AWD last year, especially for Q4. And, so you don't have to use a 3PL, external 3PL. So in my opinion, with the rates that, or with the fees, the storage fees that AWD has, it's a good move for me. Just have to make sure that you ship in the right time, that you are not, especially in Q4, that there are a lot of bottlenecks in terms of, restocking all the processes internally on Amazon. I would use AWD. I don't know what are your thoughts, Noah. I love AWD. I use it for my products, so I always have a good experience, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. AWD is kind of the right move in this day and age at this point in time, and especially for something like Q4. And the honest truth is that in this age, I remember last year is even worse with Q4. And so in my opinion, like if you're not shipping in inventory, I would say almost like even the second week of September, you have a chance of not having your inventory in time for, the big sales rush in Q4. So it's one of those that, a lot of people come out of the woodworks for Q4 specifically. Inventory kind of sucks. AWD, I think, is a good middle ground in between those. And so, is the cost going to potentially be a little bit higher? But yeah, it's going to be higher even if you were going to ship a ton of stuff into FBA regardless, right? So I think it's the safer move more than often than not. So I usually would just go for it, even if it's going to, have a higher fee associated.
Yeah, definitely. And we're already recommend. I mean, that's a conversation that we're already having with our clients. I know it may sound early. We're, beginning August, but I mean, that's a conversation we're already having with our clients for them to start shipping, next month at the most, because, it takes time and you can 2x, 3x the time that usually Amazon takes to get your stuff live on FBA. So yeah, get ahead of that. It's my recommendation.
There we go. Serge saying hi, and we got Jeffrey Valen. Let me take this one away. When needing to raise prices, what is the proper amount / increment and speed recommended to avoid triggering Amazon's price gouging algorithm? Example, increasing from $74.99 to $79.99 when adding, different question. So we'll do this one first. So general rule of thumb, in my opinion, is typically don't try and raise more than 5 to 8% per week. Really, it depends on your sales volume, because the more you raise, you're going to have an average price. I mean, there have been times, though, where we've worked with clients in the past where we get to the point we can only raise it, 1 to 2 cents a week, just because the sales volume isn't there after you raise a certain amount to actually raise your average price over time. So Typically 5 to 8% is what I'm going to recommend. Usually if you do anything higher than 10 to 15, that's when you're going to get that high pricing error on Amazon if you just do it in one, lump sum. But I don't know, is there anything new you've seen on that, John?
No, exactly that. That's what we usually do, 5 to 8% at the most, if we don't want to trigger any red flags. Now, there are cases that we have clients that they want to raise their prices faster. So one thing that you can do is that you can, it's a trial and error thing. I mean, let's say that you want, because you need to raise your prices 15, 20%. You can try to do that. Just make sure that, remember that AI now it's going to be scraping all of external websites, and make sure that you don't have lower prices on your website, for example. And what can happen is that you can get a price suppression, and then you can start testing, reducing the price progressively until you get that price suppression, or your listing rate stated. Okay, that's something that you can do, because price suppression is not a big deal. Honestly, you don't even have to create a case or anything like that. Just have to hit the right price for Amazon, to have your listing live.
There you go. All right, and then Jeff asks another one. When adding generic keywords on the back end, I see Amazon showing an example with the semicolon placed between each word. I've heard no punctuation was best. Your thoughts? Which one do you use, John? Everyone has a favorite for their back.
I just use a space, nothing else. A blank space, nothing else.
I'm also a space guy. There's a lot of different punctuation you can use, Jeff, but I am also with John in the sense that using a space, no punctuation is usually best, in my opinion. You're saving character count as well, especially with Amazon and the bytes. And so you can technically use a space. You can use, I think, a comma, semicolon. I think you can. I don't know if you can still do it. Can you still do a dash? Does a dash count still, or no?
No. Honestly, I've never used a dash in my generic keywords or backend search terms.
You used to be able to, and that was a thing. That was a trick back in the day to make very long keyword phrases, basically. And so it was like thing where it counted the dash, and that was basically like the equivalent, but it would count that as one phrase. And so that was a thing back in the day. I don't know if you can still do it though. But yeah, I mean, spacing, I think, is just best at the end of the day.
Yeah.
There you go. Why don't you take this one, John?
Yeah, regarding writing titles for supplements, what are your thoughts on using the brand name first, followed by a hyphen, and then the rest of the title? Is this procedure outdated? Look, it's not outdated. I mean, if you really want to create a brand presence and you're really focused on people knowing about your brand, I always recommend to put the brand name at the beginning of the title. Okay, now what's going on right now, what's happening is that we've seen on different categories that Amazon is removing the brand name from titles because they have like a special placement. I don't know if you've seen on the SERP that right now you see the brand name like on top of the title. Okay, so they are removing the brand name from the title, and they leave the dash only. And then you will see that your title will start like dash and then the rest of the title. So if that happens to you, then just remove the dash and don't keep pushing it, because you won't have a case there. Once your category it's being has the brand name removed, then they will put it in a different placement. So if you can do it and you want to create brand presence, put it, definitely. I like the idea.
Yeah, my suggestion to this always is basically I usually base off search volume, right? So if you're someone who's just launching on Amazon, or you have a newer product that doesn't really have much traction, or a newer brand in general, I'm kind of in the ballpark of saying your brand name at the beginning doesn't matter, right? Because a lot of people don't shop on Amazon for brands unless they already know the brand, right? And so I'm like, throw it at the end of your title. You're not doing yourself any favors, especially from rankability for certain keywords. But I mean, if you have search volume and you're you're somewhat known brand, even if it's only 200 a month, if you're focused on brand growth, which a lot of people in this day and age should be, throw it at the beginning. The hyphen thing, I agree. I don't think you need to do a hyphen. I think the hyphen is a bit outdated in that regard, especially since, and we're gonna have here launching sometime in the next, couple of quarters, we're gonna have 2-part titles anyways. So it's gonna remove brand name regardless, right? And we're not even gonna have the ability to add brand name into the title at all. So I'm kind of in that realm where it doesn't really matter too much, but let's do search. What match type do you recommend at launch if I have budget to advertise only 10 keywords and only one match type? Or maybe I should go for auto. What do you do, John?
Look, if I have a fixed budget or or a small budget, what I would do, I will do my competitor research using Heal Intent, Data Dive, whatever tool you have, and definitely I will target some long tail keywords. I wouldn't focus on keywords with high CPC. Remember that the broader the keyword, okay, the higher the CPC will be, and the more budget will eat. So I will try to look for a pack of 3 to 5 keywords that are really, really relevant, that maybe are not that broad, okay, that I can create some exact campaigns right away, exact single keyword campaigns probably for those. And yes, I would go with an auto campaign, kind of scavenger, what they call campaign auto, where I would segment my complement substitutes and lose and close. I will create one auto campaign for each of those, okay, with very low beats, and see what I can get from there, from the search terms.
I like it. I like it quite a bit. Yeah, I mean, if you have a really limited budget, exact usually is just going to be the way to go, just because you have more control at the end of the day. Broad's just going to eat away at you a little bit if you're not really trying to research or find new keywords or anything. But even if you have a super low budget, you should always have some kind of auto campaign, right? Like, there's no reason not to, in my opinion, because you can just keep, budget and bids super low on that. And as long as you're staying on top of, negations, you should be fine.
Oh yeah, that's important. Yeah, negations, definitely.
Always.
Especially if you have a fixed budget, yeah.
Always. Exact match keyword is relevant and has enough searches in Helium 10. The bid is even higher than suggested range, but still not generating enough impressions. Most come only from product pages. Why? Is this something you're seeing pretty often, John?
Yeah, I mean, we tend to think that a keyword is relevant, and we usually fall in love with keywords that we say, hey, I need to rank for this keyword. Let the data guide you always. I've seen crazy things with keywords that are super relevant or are supposed to be super relevant, and then we see they're not generating the conversions. Well, if it's a matter of impressions, okay, then of course there are ways here that you can kind of push a little bit harder. I mean, let's say that you really want to rank for that keyword, okay, and well, you can create, if you have the exact match, you see that you have enough searches. Well, I would create a single keyword campaign, create a top of search, for example, strategy with a fixed budget, okay, or a fixed bid, bid strategy. So you can really push for that keyword and get those impressions. The other strategy is to do some up and down bidding. Okay, maybe you go at the half or what the suggested bid is, and you go with up and down, so you know that you're going to get to that top, where the suggested bid is, and then you can, push for the impressions and then see if you get the conversions.
Yeah, so I think I have 2 lines of thought on this. The first one kind of aligns with yours in the sense of people all the time, and I talk to sellers all the time, who are like, yeah, my keyword is super relevant towards my product. Relevancy towards a keyword is not what you think it means. It doesn't mean that you're actually thinking, yeah, of course, I'm selling, a deck of cards, and so therefore the keyword, cards is relevant, right? Like, relevancy is a data back term, in my opinion, right? If you are seeing that you're not getting impressions, you're seeing you're not getting conversions or clicks off of a keyword, that means that keyword is not relevant for you. It does not matter how relevant you think that keyword is at the end of the day. Relevancy is determined by the data and by customers and how they search for things, because someone who's searching cards might not be looking for decks of cards. They might be looking for cards for people to sign, right? And so that relevancy you think is not actually there. Now, not enough impressions and only coming from product pages sounds like a major placement issue. A lot of times, and a lot of people, I think, forget the aspect that the different placements of ads have different bid amounts. So similar to what John was saying with the, doing bidding up and down, product page bidding is 9 times out of 10 going to be a lower bid cost than something like a top of search or a rest of search. And it's because it's less seen. You're not going to get as many impressions, right? And so if you're having issues with impressions and they're only coming from one place only, that just means 9 times out of 10 that your bid is not high enough to get impressions in other places. Easiest solution there is to just lower your bid in general, so that you're not having any of the impressions coming from something like product pages, and then adding a placement modifier for something like top search, where you then raise your bid from where it initially was for specifically only that placement. So that's kind of the two realms that would take. But yeah, big on the relevancy thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and impressions. Look at this. Look at the impressions as how competitive this keyword is. Okay, if you're not getting impressions, maybe it's because it's as Noah was saying, your bid is too low because that keyword has a lot of competitors. Okay, so you need to see if you have the budget to compete for that keyword. Okay, and if that's the case, yeah, increase your bid. Go for it, try to get the impressions, and then relevancy is going to be more related to your CTR. It's your main image, your title, your pricing relevant to that specific keyword. Remember that keywords will also be related to the buyer intent. Okay, so I mean, there are a lot of angles that you should be looking at. The impressions and conversion gain.
There we go. All right. Does it make sense to increase the bids even more if they already higher than suggested bid range, but are still not generating or getting enough impressions? Yeah. So I think this just comes back to the placement thing that we were talking about, where it sounds like your bid and the suggested bid is a conglomeration of all of the different bid values with the different placements. So if you're having issues with one placement type at a higher suggested bid, it just means that you're getting it only for that placement type, basically. But the other ones are likely still higher than that. Let's see. Abdullah, what is the highest net profit margin your client earned from Amazon monthly? I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of clients. I mean, we have over 400 brands right now. We have some clients that probably, I would bet, have anywhere from like an 80% plus like net profit margin. Yeah. I mean, and then there are other people who probably have, a 2%, 1% net profit margin, right? That really just depends on brand and depends on product. I guess you can't technically on Amazon have a 80% net profit.
Well, I mean, these, for example, products that are very, very small, like, I don't know, bolts, or, these clips, I don't know. We have all types of clients, but these products are really, really, really very cheap to produce and to ship literally from, let's say China. They can even ship by air, and it's, they have very, very high profit margins.
Yeah, I typically say like average at the end of the day is probably going to be around a 20-25% net profit for majority of brands out there. And, realistically, to sell on Amazon, you kind of have to have around a 60% plus gross profit margin just to pretty much break even. That's just because Amazon has so many fees. So you're kind of stuck in this realm of you have to. And then people are like, oh, well, why do I even sell? And it's, well, the people are there. Basically,
it used to be 30-35%. Remember before it was like, hey, you have a 30% margin, go for it, man. You're going to make a lot of money.
Then they had every fee known to man, and you have to be FBA to even get sold. What are the best practices for changing brand names, specifically design mark to a word mark, same brand name? How to get it done without hiccups? You have much knowledge here, John?
But best practice changing brand name, specifically design mark to a word mark. This is more, it sounds to me that it's more something related to the USPTO treatment,
I
you
think so.
know.
I think what he's asking essentially is that he has a USPTO trademark for a design mark, and that's what he brand registered under. But he's changing that over to a word mark. Um, we do these from, I don't know, I don't think we do them too often on like the actual brand management side. We do them on the web order side as like a la carte all the time.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, Toman, the best way to get this done, I mean, is basically to take your product. So I don't know if like this is your product, right? You're literally going to take your product, you're going to get your product packaging showing the word mark associated with your new trademark. You're going to take a picture with your phone. You're going to upload that and do that for every single one of the products that you're going to change the brand name on. That being said, if you have brand registry and you're just doing a design mark that already is associated with your brand registry, and it's the exact same as your word mark,
You don't have to do anything.
I don't know why you would change. You can
You don't have
upload
to
it. You can have both of them on brand registry just so it shows that you own them. But realistically, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't even tell you because we've done that a lot. That even if you change your logo, but it's the same word mark, you won't have any issues. You can, just ship with your new packaging, your new logo, whatever. You don't have to do anything with the brand registry.
Yeah, I'd agree. You want to take this one?
Yeah. How should we optimize a high ACoS or zero sales at launch when the conversion is lower? Should we allow it to go higher than we typically would or not? If yes, then how high? Where is the threshold?
There's part two.
Search. Okay, let's say my break-even ACoS is 30%. How should I optimize around it at launch? Should I keep my ACoS lower or allow it to go higher to get the initial sales? How high and for how long? Yes, look, Serge, this is going to be proportional or direct proportional to your budget and how far you're willing to go for you to start getting those sales and to rank for specific keywords. Okay, because usually when we're launching a product, we are if we are not a renowned brand outside of Amazon, we will tend to have a high ACoS because we need to create all of these campaigns. We need to create discovery campaigns, converting campaigns, etc., 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 that will generate a spend, but we don't know which one is the one that it's really going to convert for a product. Okay, with that said, you should have your listing fully optimized and everything, so we can take the best of both worlds. But with that said, if you have a break-even ACoS of 30%, 30% is not that much. That will be also depending on the category. If you tell me that your break-even ACoS for, I don't know, supplements, health and beauty is 30%, you want to launch, I mean, you're very tight in terms of margins, and it will probably take more time for you to rank, for those specific keywords than if you have more margin and you can push higher in terms of the spend at the beginning.
Yeah, I one thing I'd add in there as well is that even with a 30% break even, I mean that's pretty low, to be honest, for a break even. It's a little worrisome, but I'd focus, Serge, heavily on your tacos, especially at launch, just from the aspect like 50% tacos at launch is what I would consider to be like a good tacos at launch, and it's really gonna come down to that. Like your only real way, if you're seeing it like a 30% is break even point for ACoS, is to just grow your organic as much as possible, as quickly as possible, and utilize your advertising to do that. Right. And, at the end of the day, we have clients right now, usually supplements is more common for this, but we have a lot of clients right now who will do tactics where they'll say, I'm fine with my ACoS on campaigns being, 100% plus, as long as my tacos never moves. And it's because it drives organic growth at the end of the day. So if you can do that, great. If you can't, because you don't have budget, that also makes sense. But really just focus heavily on the tacos aspect and growing that organic as quickly as possible.
Yeah, and especially depending on type of product that you have, if it's a consumable or, well, as Noah was mentioning before, a supplement, your cost of acquisition is going to be higher, because at the end of the day, what you want is to get the client, and then, for example, with a subscribe to save strategy or any other strategy, keep the recurrent sales. So you're not going to make money in the first or second, even the second sale. You're going to make money with this client in the third or fourth sale. Okay, so that's why it depends on the type of product that you're selling for you to to find your strategy.
Bingo. If I have 20 ASINs in a category like table lamps, 8 ASINs contributes to 80% sales. How should I structure my phrase and exact campaigns? Keywords and ASINs overlapping is harmful. No, not necessarily. So one of the major things that I typically will tell people when they're structuring campaigns and trying to figure out what to target is to always go in when you are putting your targets with the assumption that only one of the products is pretty much going to actually win on a campaign. So Amazon frequently will basically see that one product is just dominating. We consider that a hero product. So if you have 8 ASINs that are basically your hero ASINs at the end of the day, then what you're going to want to end up doing is scheduling out your campaigns that way. As soon as you figure out which one of the products is going to be taking the majority of your budget, as well as performing the best out of the campaign, keep that product and take everything out and put them into a separate campaign. Now, can you target multiple products against same phrase and have overlapping targets on different campaigns with different products? Yeah, you can. You see that all the time on the sense that you'll have multiple of different variation. Now, the only thing is you should probably only do that for more broad keywords, right? I assume that even if they're table lamps, they have minor differences to them, right? So you're only really going to be overlapping on some broad terms at the end of the day. And you're not really going to face an issue of, I think a lot of people always have this idea that they're going to face an issue of like artificially inflating their bids across different campaigns, which is so rare to happen, especially in a category like table lamps. Like there's too many competitors within the category. You're not going to somehow influence and auto inflate the bidding cost for any of your search terms. So anything else to add there, John?
No, I mean, I would suggest you to be on top of your search term report, okay, in this case. And yeah, definitely, because you want to know, to avoid overlapping, you want to know exactly what are those search terms that are bringing most of your sales. And at the same time, for those top ASINs that are going to be top converting ASINs, they're also going to be the ones that are going to be spending the most. Okay, so you want to be on top of your wasted spend more than anything. Okay, so you can be fully optimized there. And as I mentioned before, the search term report is a perfect place to look for those. And on the other hand, you're mentioning here phrase and tag campaigns. Campaign structure, as Noah was mentioning before. Just focus on the ones that are spending the most and are bringing the most conversions, reduce your wasted spend, and you should be good.
Bingo. All right, Roysh, I heard AWD is still unorganized and no customer service support, but I'm hoping for only 3 SKU. They wouldn't mess up. My shipment will arrive mid-September. Also, second shipment before October 19th. I'm not participating in Prime Day. If you're not participating in Prime Day, then probably fall Prime Day.
Fall Prime Day.
Yeah, October fall. I don't think AWD is all that unorganized. I think it's gotten a lot better. I mean, when it first launched, it was awful. Yeah. I think we have several videos around the time the AWD launched where it's like, yeah, don't use it. This is a bad time. I've come around to AWD. They've made a lot of improvements over the last year and a half or so. I like it. I mean, I know, John, we have tons of clients that use it. So, Royce, if you're afraid of using it for those reasons, I wouldn't. Especially
and it's no different from Amazon fulfillment centers or FBA. It's Amazon, so you will have good experiences, bad experiences. So my
Mostly
recommendation, yeah, exactly, mostly bad. So get used to it. I mean, I've been using it for 2 years already. I started long time doing AWD. I've always had a good experience with them. So some delays maybe for the auto replenish meant feature, but besides that, it's working really good, and for most of our clients, it's really working good. So
bingo. All right, Daniel. For FBM, Tuesday evening, a major butt occurred. Okay. Causing Amazon to ignore SKU level, handling time, and restock date settings, causing orders with the same or next day shipping promise continued. Here we go. Even for back-ordered items or items otherwise not available to ship for a number of days. Outage lasted almost 2 full days. Seller unsupport was useless as usual, escalating to the worthless internal team twice, which only resulted in an unrelayed worthless reply a day later twice. Yeah, that sounds pretty par for the course for Amazon. Now, the one thing I will say, Daniel, if you have any software whatsoever connected to your Seller Central that does anything for inventory, shipping, anything like that, double check it. I have seen something like this happen in the past where they were near sure it was Amazon's doing, and Amazon had the issue that caused all of this. And that turned out that they had a rogue software that was just changing all of their shipping templates and making a giant mess of their backend. So crappy situation though, overall to kind of deal with. And yeah, the seller support's not really going to help you much with this situation. I would honestly get on the phone with account health assurance, if anyone, for something like this. Anytime you're dealing with any shipping issues, order issues, anything like that, always try and call account health assurance first and foremost, because they will be far more useful to you than just regular seller support. So
yeah, definitely. And one thing is that people usually tend to change the handling time inside of the shipping settings section. That you have like that handling time, and you just put a number and that's it. That won't work. Don't do that. Go at a SKU level. Use a template flat file. I mean, and then monitor and make sure that it's ticking in your backend, because nothing is a guarantee. Not even doing a flat file or whatever, but you have to go at a SKU level always when you want to change handling times, and monitor to make sure that it's sticking there.
bingo. Roish, for AWD, if I a lot of AWD questions today.
Yeah.
If I have 2 different configurations with boxes and unit count for one SKU, should I create my own template by downloading their inbound template form, by having our one configuration in one row, and same SKU in second row with a different configuration? Yeah, I think so. I think they pretty much outlined exactly the way to do it. You can modify the template, and you can have multiple different sizes, everything with inside one template that you send in through the form. So I don't see why that wouldn't work. Let's see, Sahil. Hello, both of us from India. I have worked in Amazon agency and doing freelance right now, but the biggest problem I am facing is finding client. Please share your suggestions. I love these questions.
Yes, me too.
Honestly, my my biggest suggestion when it comes to finding clients, and we did, if you haven't seen it, you can check out myamazonguy.com/webinars and watch the replay from yesterday's agency webinar. So first and foremost, we're also, just quick plug, we are selling our agency SOPs, but it is the final sale, and they're on sale right now. So if you want to check those out, go check them out. Last time, we're never going to sell them again. So if you haven't gotten them, get them, Sahil. But finding clients, the number one thing I always kind of tell people, just put yourself out there, make content, make posts, go on LinkedIn, just start making posts talking about how you're doing it. I literally, on LinkedIn just now, I see somebody who yesterday made a post saying they're officially launching like brand management services to the public. And that post already has like 50 people on it and everything, like talking to them. Right. And so it's not difficult, I think, to find people who need help on Amazon. It is difficult to prove that you can help that person is the bigger thing. So just make as much content as possible. People will come to you slowly but surely. Put yourself out there. There's a ton of different sites as well. I mean, if you really want to do freelance, you can do like Fiverr, Upwork, all that stuff. But I don't really suggest doing that if you're trying to do like an actual agency. But
yeah, you're talking to the VP of sales here. So yeah,
I can't give all the secret sauce. So.
No. My suggestion will be use the My Amazon Guy method. I mean, look at all the content that we produce on a daily basis. It's crazy. I mean, I believe, I don't know if there's another agency that gives away basically everything. I mean, you have thousands of videos from Stephen Pope, just telling you how to do everything. And that's our main, that's a lead magnet for us. So
it is. We get probably 50% of our leads coming in through YouTube. And it's because we just put more content out there than just 99% of other people. I am recording a video at least once a day at this point in time. Like we are back to putting up one long form video a day, if not two. Right. And we don't do that. I mean, yes, we do that because we want to, I think, educate people. Right. But we also do it because it is self-beneficial as well to us as an agency. So it's, I guess a double-edged sword in that kind of capacity. So when launching a new product through Vine, what do PPC campaigns do you recommend? What's your recommendation here, John? I have my recommendation, but what do you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, I always like to have at least a couple of Vine reviews. I mean, or reviews at all. I mean, when I'm going to launch a product, independently of doing Vine or not, honestly, I want to have everything in place. My listing fully optimized, A+ content, if you're a brand register, everything. I want to have all my weapons out there because it's a very competitive world out there on Amazon. Of course, if you have the possibility to do Vine because you have the margins, because, it's a product that it's going to be applicable for Vine. Remember that not all products are good for Vine. Okay, so watch out for that because it can be a double-edged sword there. But if it's applicable for Vine, do it. I recommend it, and especially if you have a good product, that's the other thing that that you're going to get good reviews. Do it, and when you start getting some reviews, you don't have to get 20, 30 reviews to start selling your product. What campaigns do I recommend? Well, the launching campaigns that we were mentioning before, based on your budget, create some exact campaigns for those keywords that you want to pursue, and some auto discovery campaigns, so you can start building up, put some budgets for your campaigns that you can manage. Okay, and then you can scale up or down based on the conversions that you're getting.
There we go. Roysh, overall, you're saying it's cheaper to use AWD versus 3PL to do it if I'm needing only 3 pallets. I would say, yeah. I think, especially because most 3PLs also usually have like minimum like quantities that you have to even be accepted. And so, yeah, AWD is just kind of a better choice in that way. What do you think about off Amazon ads in sponsored products? Should we leave it on default, increase reach, or switch every campaign to limit off Amazon spend? What do you think?
Look, there's not a fixed rule on Amazon. I mean, and I believe that Amazon each time is asking us to give them more freedom for them to test. For example, you have expanded product targeting campaigns, auto campaigns. You have all these expansion or discovery type of campaigns. I think it's a good thing. I mean, it will depend, as I mentioned before, on your budget. What is it that you want to achieve? If you're just launching and you're starting, I will start with limit off Amazon spend. But then you can try it. I mean, we now have audience placements, for example, that are amazing. There are so many things that Amazon is giving us in terms of discovery that I believe that we should be using.
I have a hot take on this, and it's that this new off Amazon spend that they're doing makes me really mad. And it's because they will put ads up off Amazon for you, right? But if you get a click and a conversion off of that ad, you don't get brand referral bonus for that. And it seems kind of ridiculous to me that they've made such a thing where it's like, oh yeah, you can advertise off Amazon now, but you still have to pay the exact same fees, even though you're bringing someone back into the Amazon ecosystem. It's like, well, it defeats the purpose. If they did that, I would tell every single person and every single soul I know to have it on every single campaign, because it would just be cheaper. Could you tell what CTR and conversion is considered good and bad organically and for PPC? I think these numbers change fairly often. I'd be curious, John, your thoughts from what our current clients are seeing. I think historically speaking, normally for organics, we're going to want to see a click-through rate of between 3 and 5 and a conversion rate of around 15. For PPC, you want to see anything above a 0.5, 0.75 is what I would consider like really good. And, you know, anything over 1 is like excellent. Conversion rate, similar between like 8 and 15%. But I'm not kidding. What are we seeing on current client counts right now, John?
Yeah, look, this is going to be in general category based. But what I would do here, I would go to my SQP report, for example, and compare what is my CTR and conversion rate against the total market. Okay, you will have your ASIN information, your ASIN count for impressions, clicks, add to cart, and purchases. So calculate your CTR. You can do it at a keyword level. You can weight the average if you want to be very, very detailed and calculate your CTR and CVR with your SQP report at an ASIN level and compare that to the total market share. Okay, and then you can know where is it exactly you are for each of those keywords or for each of those ASINs, and then make decisions based on that. I mean, if you have a very, very high conversion rate, probably you need to put more money on advertising, okay, because you need to spread your net. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it will depend on what's happening in your category. So that's what I will always benchmark before understanding what's going on with my CTR and my CBR, if it's good or bad.
The age-old, it's a running joke on the live at this point of the common answer being, well, it depends, because a lot of times it does.
Yeah.
Do you think impressions from product pages have the same value as impressions from search pages? Or do they have a lower click-through rate and conversion by default? What do you think?
Impressions from product pages have the same value as impressions from search pages.
My gut reaction here is to say, no, I don't think the impressions from product pages have like a same value associated, I guess, with them as like search, just from the aspect of when somebody is on a product page already, they're much less likely to click onto another product from that page in general. Plus, if you're on a product page where, let's say the product you're showing up on is like $1 cheaper than yours, right? You can get all the impressions in the world from that. You're not going to have as many clicks, right? I think an impression is just an impression. It's just a unit of metric. At the end of the day, you can't really apply value so much to like different placement impressions, but I would probably say search. The SERP is just always going to be better.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why the CPC, the cost per click on the SERP is going to be always higher than what you're going to get on product pages. So it's technically more valuable. At the same time, it will depend, because maybe you're converting more in product pages, okay? And then, I don't know, when you're going to look at your placements, you see that product pages are killing it, for your product. And then, yeah, amazing, because it's cheaper, and yeah, just go there.
The age old, it depends.
It depends.
All right, we have a bunch more questions here, but let's cherry pick a couple because we only got a couple more minutes here. Let's do.
Pick a good one.
Yeah, let's do Fossey. ASINs are permanently ineligible for advertising due to alcohol-related restrictions. My products are container bottles. This, to me, just sounds like age-old. You need to just submit support ticket trying to get changed. It's possible it's a category issue. So if your products are bottles that are typically associated with alcohol in like an alcohol category, that can be a problem. So I would also remove any terms, back end, front end as well that have alcohol relation to them. Sucks, but I think this is like a rite of passage in the Amazon world, getting your product flagged for being something that it's not. It really just comes down to submitting a support.
Look who's here.
Puppy.
She wanted to go live.
See. Let's do this. Is sponsored display remarketing good? If you're a smaller brand becoming more established, 2 or 3 products, looking to track some old potential buyers with better reviews and credibility now, what do you think?
Yep, I love them. I mean, just make sure that you can remarket based on views, based on purchases. I mean, what is it that you want to achieve here? Analyze your data and understand based on for example, if let's say that you're selling, I don't know, supplements. Okay, if a 30-day supply, you want to remarket for those who purchase or view your product the last 30 days. Maybe you don't want to go that far. You want to keep, being there and showing your product. So basically that, but yeah, I love sponsored display remarketing. I don't know what are your thoughts.
I love it too. I think one of the things, so sponsored display in general, in my opinion, gets pretty bad rap as being like not as useful. And I think it's because people are trying to equate it to being the same as like sponsored product, which sponsored product is just a conversion engine, right? It's a dollars in, dollars out. Sponsored display is not. Sponsored display is much more of a remarketing engine. It is much more of a brand building engine, right? And so I think it's because people are using it for the wrong things, and they also don't know how to work sponsored display a lot of times. And so, yeah, I love sponsored display. Can you use it even if you're a smaller brand? Absolutely. Especially for remarketing, I think is the most useful for smaller brands.
Yeah, and it's the only chance we have. Well, now we can do audiences with sponsored products, but in terms of placements. But it's really the only built-in way for us to target audiences based on purchase views or lifestyle audiences. So for me, it's an A must, definitely.
There we go. All right, let's do 2 more here. Viper, if your ship is deactivated, can you sell the same products but with a new brand business? Ship. I think maybe ASIN. If your ASIN is deactivated, can you sell the same product? I don't think I understand. Viper, what is ship supposed to be? What is ship? It's okay. Yeah. He has another question. Will Amazon accept products if it's past the 60-day window of arrival and has been deleted and abandoned? Ooh.
Yeah, that's a problem.
The answer is no. No, they will not. Amazon is annoying in the sense that they don't give much leeway when it comes to logistics, especially like inventory placements. It's kind of like if you don't get it there, it's not their fault, which is kind of annoying, especially for manufacturing and creating shipments that way. But from my knowledge, no. If it's past that window of arrival, they won't accept it, and you just have to create a new shipment, which, to be honest, it might work out for you better anyways, just so they put some priority on it. So, cool. Let's do 1 more.
They're removing the relabeling 2026.
PC management services. Looking forward to my check-in with Mario on Monday. Fantastic. Love to hear that.
Great. We'll let Mario know.
Let's do this one. What break-even ACoS do you usually work with? I understand that it depends on category, but I'm curious what can be classified as good break-even ACoS. What do you think, John?
Look, break-even ACoS will be your net profit margin. Okay, the way we use it. For example, You take everything, cost of goods, shipment fees, whatever, Amazon fees, etc., etc., etc. You do your profitability report, and you, after, let's say, your product cost is, or selling price is $100, and after taking out all of those fees and everything, cost of goods, you are left with $50. Okay, that's your break-even ACoS. You have $50. That means that you have 50% ACoS to spend on your product and break even. So with that said, then you need to determine how much do you want to make on that 50% left. Okay, so let's say that, I don't know, and it happens a lot when we get a client, that's the first question we ask, like, okay, we have 50% to spend on ads to launch your product. How much do you want to make on this product? Okay, I want to make 10%, so, I can make my life at least, and buy some food. Okay, then we know that we have 40% that we can spend on ads to get that sale. Okay, so yeah, that's it's not a good or bad. The more you have, the better, of course. But that will be my take here.
I think I'm in the same boat. There's a term that got coined and has been going around this year called POAS, which is profit on ad spend. And I think I really am starting to come around to it in the sense of that's a much better metric. That's basically what your ACoS should be, right? Like you should track your POAS and figure out how much are you actually making, because it should just be, your net at the end of the day. Now, that being said, a lot of times as well, people, I think, get a little too caught up on ACoS and their ad spend in general, and they kind of forget the big picture of like what advertising and marketing has always been about, which is growing your business and growing your brand. And so there is I think, there's some people look at almost like a sunk cost fallacy where they're spending money on advertising and they think it's a dollars in, dollars out, and that's it mentality. And that's like the worst way you can honestly go about advertising, because you'll just not have the room to actually grow if you're fully just focused on just dollars in, dollars out all the time. But yeah, your break even should always be your net, realistically, as like a very bare minimum. So cool. Well, with that, we are going to call it there. John, thank you for joining us today.
Real pleasure, man. I love lives,
It's fun time. It's a fun time. For anybody curious, you can check us out at the link down there, myamazonguy.com. We are a full service Amazon agency. That means we essentially work with Amazon brands end to end, managing their entire brand, helping them grow their sales and get their products seen and sold. We also do direct consumer service advertising. So we do Shopify now, website builds, we do Google advertising, email marketing, meta advertising. If you're curious on any of those services, feel free to head over to myamazonguy.com/DTC and check it out. And other than that, we will be back live next Friday, same exact time, 12 p.m. Eastern. So check us out, and hope everyone has a great weekend and great week ahead.
Bye-bye, everyone. Thank you, Noah.
Everybody.